Good morning. Alright, so today I'm going to be attempting to epic ash an Amazon Basin. I've smoked probably 100 of these since they came out about 3 years ago now. It's an excellent cigar. If anybody doubts me on that, go ahead and doubt me. I don't care. It's just a wonderful cigar. Can't tell you enough about it. But I'm going to try. So, here we go. Now I'm going to tell you, I've never tried to epic ash one of these before. I've never had the opportunity. I thought this would be a good time. So let's say about this cigar. Amazon Basin. There's a rumor going around that part of the tobacco for this cigar was bought with a cow. Not for the price of a cow, an actual cow. Because the tribe where they got some of the cigar leaf from is they don't have any money. Somewhere down in the Amazon Basin, for that matter. And the weirdest thing, they could use a cow and they don't have any money. Not really weird if you think about it, but it is what it is. Nice and leathery. Got some earth tones. And if you can smoke all the way below the rope, it gets quite a bit of pepper. As I've said, I've smoked several of these before. It's just a damn good cigar. Now, of course, I used a Bic lighter, so I'm going to have to touch it up here just real quick, but it's just to get it running. So most of epic ash is done with a chimney smoke, which means holding it like this and letting it smoke. I'm using a little bit of a tripod setup just to try and keep the camera steady. I'm not sure anybody's ever really tried to smoke an epic ash style like this, but if I'm first, well, that's great. If I'm not, well, that'll be alright too. I hate doing these long videos like this. You're gonna see a lot of me just sitting here doing a bunch of nothing, and that's what it takes. You have to be very still, you have to be very calm. Your day has to be perfect. Your cigar has to be damn near perfect. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but it's a great party trick. So far so good. A little bit of a slant going on with the burn, but not terrible. Hopefully, as I'm turning my head towards the sky to smoke this thing, you can see what I'm actually doing. I like to do 3 draws per shot. And then you just kind of have to let it sit there and cool off a little bit. Not that everything's great, but if you don't let it cool off, it will not hold the ash. That's always going to seem to be a problem. So 6 minutes in, let's say. The unique taste of this. Really, I like to say leathery. Smooth. A lot of flavor. It's a cigar I've actually gotten many people to try, and I'm hoping many more people will try it, at least at some point. So yeah, this is going to take a while. If you want to fast forward to the end, I don't mind. Not much to say, really, guys. Talk about CAO. I don't know enough about CAO to talk about them. I'm going to be doing some research later today, and that'll end up on my blog tomorrow. If you're needing to find that, go to www.cigars. Oops, wait, start over. www.pipescigarsreviews.wordpress.com. Hell of a long name, real informative blog. Hopefully you like it. You can also follow me on Twitter, but if you're here, you probably already followed me on Twitter. On Twitter, I am at Fried, Fried, Onald, Onald, which is actually Fried Donald, Friedonald. If you can't find me, I'm sorry. Can't help you there. Look for a guy in a black jacket with a tie. It's an old selfie. I didn't even have any gray in my beard back then. In fact, I took that picture the day after I found out that an ex-girlfriend of mine died, and I flew back to Houston to go visit with her family. I still call her Mom Madre. I still call her Dad Padre. I still talk to her little brother. She's a good person. Kind of miss her. Back to cigars. Burn is starting to straighten out. This is a good sign. I've known from past experience that these will actually hold up fairly well. Smoke is nice, thick. I'm gonna say gray. Got a little bit of a blue tinge. It's got some whites in it, about like my beard. Haha. But really the strongest point of this is just to be able to sit back and enjoy your cigar. Now, enjoying a cigar is easy for some and difficult for others. If you're having a hard time, try reviewing a cigar. If you're having a hard time relaxing and enjoying a pipe, try reviewing it. It gets you to stop thinking about everything else that's going on that's giving you problems. It gets you to just concentrate on the cigar or the pipe. Not saying it's going to work, but it's worth a shot. Okay, so I like to say I have the face for radio. I'm not a really great looking guy. I understand that. I'm sorry if you're still watching this. I'm okay with it though. I don't need to be one of the top sexiest man in the world. It doesn't matter to me. Why should it? Should it matter to anybody? Doesn't matter to me. Anyways, interestingly enough, I also like to tell people that the way I do my notes is like a hyperactive 5-year-old with ADHD hopped up on cocaine and chocolate. There's no illegal drugs going through my system, but imagine what kind of crap you're going to get from a 5-year-old in that condition. Yeah, it ain't going to be pretty. But that's the way my notes come out. So this is a very raw video. Can't tell you much more than I somehow turn all of this into what some people say is a decent review. I think they're crazy. So, about 11 minutes worth now. Not quite an inch gone. Or at least there's not quite an inch worth of ashes. The flavors have a slight touch of sugar. Very slight. You'll notice it more on the exhale than you do on the inhale. Well, you're not inhaling, but on the draw. Again, I always try to go for an epic ash with a punch. I like to use the Zycar pull out. I believe that's a 9mm, but it might be 11. It's about the same size around as a pencil, which gives me the belief that it's a 9mm. Because a 9mm firearm is about the same size as a pencil. things you pick up while you're doing nothing good. As I've told many of people, I practice smoke rings. I'm terrible at them. I'm not going to do them. I'm going to practice a few. Right at the camera. What the hell? Why not? Maybe I get a few. Maybe I don't. You'll get to see me looking like a dumbass. That'll be great, won't it? Yeah. Great. Woo, I think I might have gotten two. They lasted almost long enough to sit there and go, woo. The wrapper on this cigar has a nice baby powder texture. As you can see, there's not a lot of veins to notice. Yes, I'm turning the cigar real slow. Most interesting feature is, of course, the lack of a band, except for the fact that the band is made out of a cigar length. Wrapped nice and tight. Perfectly okay to smoke. It'll choke off the cigar a little bit as you go underneath it. And that's going to affect the epicness of the ash, because I'll probably have to knock it out. Because you really gotta start huffing on it for a minute or two while it hits the rope. But we call it smoking the rope. At least here in Houston, we call it smoking the rope. In the pipe world, that would be very different statement. You say smoking the rope in the pipe world, and people know that you're in for a really, really stout smoke, that you're about to be having your teeth kicked in, your head swimming. You don't believe me? Recently, on briarreport.org, a company has picked up being the exclusive retailer and distributor for a brand that makes the rope. And the rope is going to be back, and that's awesome for us pipe smokers. It's all right. About 17 minutes in, let's say it's about an inch worth of ash. I take that. So this should be about an hour and 25 minutes to smoke all the way. Oh my God, I hope you're not watching an hour and 20 minutes of me babbling. The ash is a nice salt and pepper. A couple of dark bands in there, but not bad. Might try to edit out a whole lot of the pauses, the long, quiet, uncomfortable pauses. Well, if you're uncomfortable with them, you can. Just drag the little line a little farther. That way. or maybe that way. Depends upon how YouTube's going to set this up for me. Won't matter to me. I'm just making this craptastic video. I will tell you, this cigar is about perfect size to plug into a Missouri Meerschaum corncob pipe. Their standard bowl size is absolutely wonderful for getting a nice firm seat on this cigar. So if you really like to finish something off, that's the way to do it. What you do is you put in a little pipe tobacco, sprinkle it in nice and light, don't pack it in hard, and then you use the cigar, cram it down in there, and the cigar will pack the pipe tobacco in. Makes a good seat. And well, this is over because I'm getting a... Nope, I'm not. Wife sent me a video. She's much prettier. Way better to look at. Have a good one, John. One of my guys that smokes in here on a regular basis, named John, he had enough time to get his gift spurts. Smoked one. Out the door he goes. Great group of guys. I'm going to tell you, it's hard to find a better group of guys than sitting in a cigar lounge. You don't have to be the same skin color. I don't like to use the term race because we're all humans. Should be one race. At least that's my opinion. Don't have to be the same religion. Don't have to be the same political leanings. Don't have to be in the same tax bracket. Just have to be able to sit down and enjoy a cigar. And if you can, you're going to enjoy yourself. It's almost guaranteed. Yep. Got a little bit of a lean going. That's alright. I've had plenty of cigars that had a lean that acted like they wanted to fall and stayed just fine. So we're going to keep going now. For the pipe smokers, this has a... Well, it's definitely a cigar. But it's got just a little bit of a sugary, kind of a honey flavor. It's going to remind you of a very mild aromatic. No tongue bite. It's not harsh. Doesn't make you cough. Doesn't tickle your nose or back of your throat. My nose itches. That's because I shaved just so I could do this video. Hey, what do you think? That's my ugly beard. I've been growing it since Halloween, and this is it. That's all that's grown. I just shaved off the ugly patches on the side that they just grow back ugly. They never grow in full, never grow in great, never have, probably never will. I will tell you that when I was in the Army, I used the same exact disposable Bic the whole 3 times that I had to shave. 6 years. I could barely get 6 whiskers. All about right here on my chin. That's how I know it's never going to happen. Burns coming back to straight. That's a good sign. I love it when I'm smoking it like this. The cherry glows through in the ash right at where the ash and the leaf are still there. Turns bright orange. Now, the flame wants to be there, and the cigar's just not gonna let it get to me. And I'm good with that. Hopefully you are too. So here we are, about 26 minutes in. I'm about a third of the way done. Now, you can't smoke an epic ash all the way down to the fingers. You're never going to hold it that long. So I'm really a little bit less than halfway through with what I'm going to be able to smoke for this. But a third of the cigar's gone. One wiggly ash to go. I like that this cigar doesn't seem to get hot. Smoke tastes relatively nice. It doesn't have that burnt, for lack of better explanation. It's like a burnt toast flavor that some cigars get. I wish I knew why cigars had that. If I knew, I could stop getting those cigars. For me personally, it doesn't make for a great smoke. So the trick is to move as little as possible. Unfortunately, I'm not the most still person on the planet. I do shake a little bit. Let's just say I would not make an excellent doctor. Well, surgeon. I'd probably be a great doctor. Not sure what I could doctor, but I'd probably make it great. Just not a surgeon. I'd end up like Murdoch on the A-Team, having to stitch lightning bolts in people. Because shaky as my hands are, that's the way cut would be made, looking like a lightning bolt. Actually, they don't shake that bad. I've known a lot of people that are way more shaky. Flavors of this cigar have not changed as of yet. If anybody's playing along at home, hopefully your lean is not as bad as my lean, but mine's not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, it's a little bit, but it's not too bad. This is how you do it. Slow, steady. Do what you can do. Now the real test is going to be whether I can actually get this thing to turn sideways. That's going to be fun. Right now, even with my hands do shake a little bit, the ash seems to be very solid. It's got a nice color, at least for me it's a nice color. Got some more guys coming in the shop. You got to be very careful about where you blow. You definitely don't want to blow out directly on the ash. It'll end up just all over you. It's a whole lot of just sitting here being still. Never said I was any good at making videos. I highly doubt if anybody's ever going to actually like my videos. They might show them at parties just to laugh at me. I'm okay with that. If this makes a comedy routine, that's excellent. We'll find plenty of people that'll laugh about it. Hey, I brought happiness to some people. That's cool. I'm good with that. It's getting there. Slow, steady, boring. It's much more interesting to do this with a group of people. You know, get yourself a group of 20 guys. Everybody gets the same stick. That's one box. Everybody goes in. It's no big deal. It's actually a discount at most places to buy a box. Then everybody puts $5 in. The person with the longest ash at the end of it gets the empty box full of money. Way more fun that way. Trust me. Just trust yourself. Think about it. It's $100.
Well, kind of like 200 a month.
That's great.
I don't think so, because I didn't make a whole lot of money and I didn't know anything else.
Most of the long ash competitions, you have a certain set time limit. If they've got a 3-hour time limit, I suggest a Gordo. It's nice and thick. It holds the ash well. It's a little more forgiving. And if you're going to be there for a while, you might as well enjoy all of it. So here we are coming up on about 36, 37 minutes.
You need an exact number? Well, less than 60,000, less than 28,000.
That lean is bothering me a little bit, but it's still manageable.